Hi there, it's Michelle from Botanica Wellness, and I'm excited to talk to you today about one of the main reasons why women experience low mood symptoms like depression, anxiety, just a sense of overwhelm, and everything that can often come with that, like sleep issues and brain fog, and so many other things. So today, I want to talk to you a little bit more about one of the top causes for these symptoms. And this has, to, of course, to do with your neurotransmitters, which I love to talk about. And as you may or may not know, if you followed me, I have a guide in my description below that is a free guide to assessing your mood with 4 neurotransmitter systems that you can assess for. I look at serotonin, I look at dopamine, I look at endorphins, and I look at GABA because these 4 neurotransmitter systems are often low in women who are struggling with their mood. And of course, our neurotransmitters, those are our feel good chemicals in our brain, right? They are what help us to feel relaxed, happy, able to engage in life, to be focused. And when they're low, we are not going to feel those things. We're going to feel depressed. We're going to feel overwhelmed. We're going to have trouble getting things done. So today, I wanted to share a little bit more about serotonin because it is the one neurotransmitter system that's probably most commonly out of balance for most women. In fact, Julia Ross, the author of The Mood Cure, says this is probably the most common neurotransmitter system that we're seeing today for women that is low. And we really have this like epidemic in our society of low serotonin. And serotonin can present very specifically with very specific symptoms, which is kind of the neat thing about these neurotransmitter systems. We can assess which neurotransmitter systems are low based just on what type of symptoms you're having, because they all will affect your mood, but a little bit differently for each of them. And so, for instance, with low serotonin, this is where women often feel kind of just down and depressed, can't really feel engaged with their life. They're often feeling like there's just this dark cloud hanging over their head. And, they can't enjoy life, even if good things are happening and they know they should feel, happy and relaxed. And I mean, of course, again, things happen in our life. There are things that are stressful. There's nothing wrong with noticing that and feeling certain emotions like feeling down or sad from time to time. But if that is a constant feeling and maybe there's not really a good reason for it, or it's a reaction that's a little bit more than it should be, right? We feel more depressed than we should about something that happened, then this can be a sign that we're low in serotonin. Some of the other symptoms, and again, you can grab the free guide in the link below and learn more about how to assess for serotonin and these other neurotransmitter systems. But some of the other things that I would look for are you having trouble sleeping, staying asleep, falling asleep? When we're low in serotonin, that's a really common issue to have, as well as gut issues. So we actually make some of our serotonin in our gut. And I know we talk about these as being kind of our brain chemicals, right? Our feel good chemicals in the brain that control our mood, but there's actually a lot of these being produced in the gut. And that's especially true for serotonin. So for women who are low in serotonin, they might have IBS type of issues, constipation, loose stools, just noticing that they're having a lot of issues with their digestion. A few other things you might look for are migraines or headaches that are common, happening a lot frequently. Do you ever struggle with symptoms of OCD, right? Obsessive compulsive, like you have thoughts that you just kind of can't let go of, or you feel the winter blues, right? The seasonal affective disorder. If that affects you, that's often a sign of low serotonin as well. And that can be true because we make serotonin, we need that sunlight to help us make serotonin. So in the winter months, when there's less sunlight, we're often making less serotonin, interestingly. You might also notice some jaw tenderness, that TMJ can be a sign, as well as anxiety. So depression and or anxiety for serotonin. And the other thing that I look for with my clients who are low in serotonin when I'm assessing this is if they've struggled with eating habits. So maybe they have an eating disorder, or they just struggle with craving sugar or carbs, especially in like the late afternoon or evening. That tends to be the time where they notice that they're really just reaching for food or for sugar and carbs, especially to help actually create serotonin in the brain. So, if you're recognizing any of these symptoms and you felt frustrated because you just can't seem to turn your mood around, even though you've tried so many things, maybe you're trying to eat better, or you're frustrated that you find yourself reaching for the wrong foods just to kind of calm your mood down or as a pick me up, you might want to consider if low serotonin is part of what is causing some of these symptoms for you. And if it is, what do you do about this, right? That's probably the next question. Well, for my clients that I work with one on one, when I assess this with them, we bring in certain supplements. And one of the first things we try is 5-HTP. This is just a simple, safe, easy to purchase, inexpensive supplement that is a precursor to our serotonin production. So for women who are low in serotonin, sometimes taking that 5-HTP can really help. Just know that sometimes there's a little trial and error, as I often mention with trialing the neurotransmitter support. And if 5-HTP doesn't work for you, you might have to try something like tryptophan, which is an amino acid, again, a safe, inexpensive, easy to find supplement that some people do better with than 5-HTP. We actually usually start with 5-HTP because tryptophan converts into 5-HTP, which then converts into serotonin in the brain. And so we're kind of taking out that middleman by starting with 5-HTP. But for some women, they find that tryptophan just works a little bit better for them. So these are a few things you can try. But again, I'm always looking at why are we low in neurotransmitters? Why are we low in serotonin? And there can be a number of reasons. It could be our gut health. Are we getting enough protein? Are we getting enough tryptophan in the diet, which is not easy, to be honest with you? Are we digesting foods well, breaking them down and utilizing the nutrients we're bringing in? A lot of our nutrients like zinc, B6 play a role in our serotonin production. And I find that in my clients, we usually test for this and find that they're low in zinc or maybe high in copper, which is leaching zinc from their system. So it's important to bring in some support just to get you feeling better. It's why I always start with my clients by supporting their mood, because it's so hard to move forward and do the things you need to do if you just don't have the mental capacity, the energy, the focus, the want to in order to get better. And that's where bringing in neurotransmitter support can really help you to move the needle and just start feeling better so you can start moving forward. So grab that guide in my description below. There's a link there where you can get the mood fix assessment, and it will show you how to assess for those 4 neurotransmitter systems and give you just a few tips on how to get started with supporting those. And reach out if you have any questions. I'd love to hear from you. If you have anything you want to let me know, if there's anything I can help you with, please reach out by email, and I will see you next time.